Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. The World Championship semi-finals are done. Everything's fresh and we now know exactly how the land lies heading into the final tonight. So this video is going out the morning of Saturday, January 3rd. And it feels like the perfect moment to talk Premier League predictions with all the context finally in place. So last night, Friday, January 2nd, we had two cracking semi-finals. Luke Littler came through against Ryan Searle and Gian Van Veen knocked out Gary Anderson. So that's set up a final that feels pretty massive. Littler versus Van Veen. Momentum, rankings, and a proper generational feel to it. I'll say it now, I think Littler wins it, but I think it's close, proper close. So back-to-back world titles, 1 million in prize money, around 2.7 million on the rankings, and nearly 2 million clear of Luke Humphries. If that happens, he's world number one for a long while. Before we get into names, let's talk format, because the rumours have been everywhere. There's been a lot of noise about the Premier League darts expanding to 10 players. That's been shut down. It's not happening for 2026. 8 players again. Same weekly knockout format, and the PDC are sticking with it because the crowds love it and the TV numbers are strong, apparently. Now, personally, I don't hate the current format, but I do like the one idea that's been floated, and that actually came from Gary Anderson, the 16-player idea. So imagine this, 16 players total, 8th player 1 week, the other 8th player the next. Everyone's accumulating points over, say, 12 weeks. Then at that point, 8 players are eliminated and the remaining 8 battle it out for the run-in, fighting for those top 4 spots at the finals. More variety, more players getting exposure, more stories across the season. I actually think there's something in that, but I want to know what you think. Would you rather keep it as it is, go to 10, or try something completely different like the 16-player rotation? Drop it in the comments because I'm genuinely curious where fans land on it. Right, back to the predictions. Top 4 on the order of merit are automatic, and after last night, these feel locked in. Luke Littler into another final, probably about to go back to back and about to cement himself as the biggest name in darts. Luke Humphries, despite going out earlier, he's still elite, still consistent and still right at the top of the game. Automatic. Gian Van Veen, beating Humphries earlier in the tournament, beating Gary Anderson in the semis, and now reaching the final. World number 3, Dutch number 1, he has absolutely played his way into the Premier League. Michael van Gerwen, even with Van Veen overtaking him domestically, MVG's pedigree, presence and history keeps him nailed on. That's 4. Now for the invites. First one for me, Johnny Clayton. Still delivering, still relevant, and exactly the kind of player the PDC trust to compete week in, week out. Then we come back to Gary Anderson. On darts alone, he deserves a Premier League spot every single year. But he's been open. He's got family, fishing lakes, grandkids, life outside darts. I think if the invite comes, he politely turns it down again, which opens the door. Next up for me is Josh Rock. Heavy scorer, exciting, emotional, and exactly the type of player the Premier League thrives on, even without a deep world run. I still think he gets the nod, and that leaves the final slot, Ryan Searle. He's just pushed Littler in a semi-final, and Danny Noppert is solid and dependable. Stephen Bunting, Gerwyn Price, Nathan Aspinall are all hovering with arguments of their own, but based on form, momentum, and timing, my final pick is Ryan Searle. So my predicted 2026 Premier League lineup as of this morning looks like this. Luke Littler, Luke Humphries, Gian Van Veen, Michael van Gerwen, Johnny Clayton, Josh Rock, Ryan Searle. And that last spot, if Gary Anderson turns it down, is where Danny Noppert could easily sneak in without many complaints. So that's where I'm landing. I've got Littler lifting a trophy again tonight, and by the time you're watching this, the Premier League debate is only going to be louder. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who's in? Who's unlucky? And what would your ideal Premier League format look like? If you enjoyed this one, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, for the movie quote. Let's go! Lot'll do, pig. Lot'll do.